Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and it seems like it's been forever and a day since we've been able to check out a new product, but I've actually used this product before, and we're going to be installing this at Bethlehem Baptist Church, and that is the UniFi Floodlight. This is a motion sensing PoE powered floodlight that can be connected to your UniFi system. This is something that we're going to be putting in the back of the church to replace some of the broken floodlights. But again, because it's connected to the UniFi system and their whole ecosystem, you can get reports when this light goes off, and you can change the brightness, you can schedule it and all that other fun stuff. And it's PoE powered, and you don't have to worry about running or hiring an electrician to run it. All you need is a Cat 6 cable that supports PoE plus or even plus to be safe, and just run it to here, and there you go. So let's go ahead and open it up and let's see what is inside. So again, going to be installing, I've actually installed these before. I don't believe I ever did a video of them. I did install 2 of these at Signs and Wonders. And like I said, if I owned this house, I would actually have put these in as well too here, but obviously I can't. So inside of here, really straightforward. I'm not going to open up the other one because I opened this one up. We got our unit here. And if I had to do a size comparison to these, this is a iPhone 14, so much bigger, but again, not that much bigger from it. You can unlock the screen here by like sliding this up if you want to pull this off, if you need it to be replaced. I don't. On the back of here, you literally just have your one Ethernet cable. You got your feed in here that will go from there. You got your reset button right there. You do have a kind of like an angled mount that you would screw this into the wall like this, and then you can have it hooked in this direction, so it's going to be looking down. This is probably exactly how we're going to have this set up here. It has a level built in. You pull that out when you're done. Feed everything through there. And then, like, if you wanted to have kind of like an opaque type of thing on here, that's where you would slide this off. And there you go. And then we can just slide the other one on here. And I'll do them side by side so you can see what it looks like from there. And the only other thing that's in here, you have a flush mount if you didn't want it to be angled on here. So that would just go straight against the wall right there. And then you put it there. So if it's shooting straight out, I don't know. Now that I think about it, I think I'm going to be using the angled ones at Bethlehem, but it's good that you have options. And then you got all of the mounting screws right here, just 4 of them. So I guess it does give you a choice that is, you can have 2 of them, and then you have a locking screw that you would screw in on the bottom here once this is on here, so that you can keep it in place. Excuse me, on the top. So can't really easily, somebody can pull it off. But again, I place this stuff so daggone high that I don't know who would even try to get up there and do that. And this actually goes, I don't need this. Whatever. All right, so let me show you how simple this is to get set up here. Let me pull an Ethernet cable that fell down on me. And again, you're going to need the a UDM system that is running. Actually, let me get a different cable. You're going to need a UDM or UniFi system that is running the access program. So you could get one of the smaller Dream Machines, not the Cloud Ultra Max, I believe, and the line higher than that. I'll have it on the screen here. Hopefully this cable is long enough. I have a PoE switch right up under me. So again, I'll actually keep this off for right now. And we'll just plug this in here. And we got a light here. So now let's go ahead and go to the desktop and let's see how all this gets set up. Alrighty, we are here on the desktop. Let's go ahead and look and log into my UDM Pro. All right, as you can see, I am logged in and I'm already getting a message that a new device has been detected. I'm gonna go ahead and add it right there. And it's gonna jump me over to the Protect app. And just like that, it has been added. So if we come inside of here, we can see our settings. We can turn on the floodlight. So you'll probably see the light right behind me. If I turn this on, that's what lit up everything behind me. So let me turn this off. And you see how bright. That's actually making a good headlight. It's separating it. But you see how bright that is. And that is at a low setting. So if we crank this up to its max brightness and then turn it on, let's cut back over here. Max brightness. All right. And again, that is without any of the screen on it. Let's cut back over here. Let's look at other settings. So you can see the activity list. It'll show when it's lit up and all this other stuff. And then let's go to our settings. You can give it a name. You can pair it to a camera. So for me, where this is going to be, I do have a camera that's in the back of the church. So when I hook it up, I can pair it to it, or you can have it just by itself. You can do you want to turn the status light on? Do you want a dash top widget? I think that's new. You can create a tag for it, and then you want to turn on the activity. And let me turn off my little summary thing that pops up here. On lighting, you have settings that do you want it to be turned on when it's motion, because it will have a motion sensor built into it itself. Do you want it to always turn on when it gets dark, because it has a light sensor, so it'll know when the sun is setting, it can turn on. Or you can manually set it to do whichever. So I'm going to leave it on motion for right now. You can come in here and set it when it's in motion. Do you always want it to be under motion, any type of motion, and how sensitive you want it to? Do you want it, even though it's on motion, do you want it to only do that when it's dark? What is its auto shut off? 15 seconds all the way up to 15 minutes. That's a pretty long time. I might do it for a minute for me. And then because of the new updates, you can set a whole bunch of notifications to be notified of when this is going to happen and all this other fun stuff. So we'll go ahead and apply that. And I have mine set on motion. And that's pretty much it. Not a lot of stuff to this. And it's not even a gigabit connection. It's just 100 megabits per second. So you don't have to worry about anything super massive. I guess you could run a Cat 5e to it. And, you know, you should be fine either way. So it's not like you need a verified gigabit cable. I just run Cat 6 anyway, just for future stuff. So let's cut back over here. Let's actually look at the difference on the brightness on this. And I need to bring my phone so I can actually do this. Alrighty. And as you can see, this thing is mighty, mighty bright. Let me get to my phone so I can actually turn that off. Because that's a lot of light. All right, so inside of the app, the Protect app, I have control over it as well too, so I'm able to turn that off. I wish I can turn off the text that keeps popping up when it's tracking me. I don't know why that's doing that all of a sudden. So if we cut back over here, and as you can see, that was the brightness here. So my bad. So you see that's pretty bright. Let's turn down the brightness a little bit. That is at its lowest level right now. So let me turn that off again. And again, it's motion that's picking that up. So if I move over here, oh no, I actually turned it completely off. So if I turn it back on, there we go. Now let's look at some of the covers that you can put on here. Let's put this one on. Let's see what that color looks like now. So kind of a more mellow color. Now let's switch the other one. And it actually has a shield on it. This is the original one that was there. Gives a lot more of a focused light. And maybe I should turn it this way so it's not brightening y'all, because now I see LEDs from here. So that's without anything. That's kind of like the opaque one there. I don't know which one to really go with. So if I do a top down here, again, that's without. And that's the one that normally comes with that. So, I mean, that's your choice. I really don't know which one I'm going to pick. And again, this is at the lowest brightness. So let's go ahead and crank this up. That is the highest brightness right now. And I can't reach any further because I don't have a cable that's long enough to go that distance. Actually, nah, I'm not gonna do that. So we can do it right there at the max brightness. Let's go ahead and put this opaque shield on there. Not really noticing that much of a difference here. Maybe I'm still blinded by the light coming on here. So again, I'll probably go with the opaque one for right now. And again, you got the option to where it can change if you need to, and I'll just keep that in its place. So really straightforward, not much to do. I just turned you off and then my finger went in front of it and that tripped the motion to go off. So again, not anything super major to this. Actually, I need to reset this so that I can hook it up on their system instead of mine. But again, really cool that you can keep adding all these new bells and whistles and expand out your UniFi stuff, your Protect line. They have a bunch of new stuff that's coming out as well too, with their sensors and smoke alarms and all this other stuff that they had recently announced. So we'll be checking that out. But again, if you have a UniFi security system, cameras and things like that, these are going for around like $99. And just think, especially if you're trying to add a floodlight or something to your system, to your church or anything like that, and instead of having to hire an electrician, you don't need an electrician for this. You could just run an Ethernet cable, punch a hole wherever you need it to do, run the Ethernet cable, and that's it. That's another thing I like about that, because you don't have to worry about electrical code and hiring an electrician. Anybody could do this as long as you're not scared of heights if you have to get high up on a ladder. But link is down below if you're interested in getting one of these. I will do a kind of a short video of me installing this when I actually do this at Bethlehem. I think I was meant to do it today, but I left my ladder in Victoria. So I'm gonna have to do this maybe Thursday or a different day. But I think Pastor Coleman will be able to be fine with him. He won't beat me up for that. But anyway, a link is down below if you're interested in getting one. Let me know if you want me to do some more reviews of the products and stuff. I know we've been super busy helping out a lot of churches, doing a bunch of installs. But again, we have a bunch of other stuff that we want to review. I have the XR16 that's here on the floor that I've been meaning to, well, I just got it. I want to do a review of that, but let me know. We want to try and get back to doing some reviews and other tutorial videos. So yes, I'm excited about doing the 50 install challenge for this year, but we don't want to forget where we came from, and we started doing this stuff to help people with different tech stuff and reviews and things like that that are not outside of the budget, but is actually benefit and help your ministry. So anyway, I think I blabbed enough. I think that's about it. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. Catch you on the next video. Later.